Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome back to DCTV, where I am your host, Drew Collins, bringing you all sports-related news here in the greater Cincinnati area. If you are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the DCTV family. We're 1,500 strong here on YouTube. Follow on Facebook, hit the notification bell, and please, please, please leave a like on all my streams. YouTube is finally back up, so we are here on DCTV live on YouTube, and let's get into it. So in today's video, if you're watching live on stream or if you're watching the recap after the stream, today is the 2020 Cincinnati Bengals mid-season breakdown and prediction video. So how I'm going to structure this video is I'm going to rate all the players on the team, offense to defense. I'm going to rate the coaching. I'm going to rate the team in general. I'm going to go over injuries. And then at the very end, after I talk about the entire team and everything, I'm going to go over my prediction for the rest of the season when it comes to the record, player predictions, etc., etc., etc. Like I said, if you are watching this live, I will always, like I am always, will be looking at the chat. But if I'm not responding right away, it's because I'm trying to get through my list I have here of everything I want to get through. So, with that being said, let me get shared here on my socials, and we will get right into it. Let me reload the chat box. I should be getting. Welcome, Kara Owens. I got laughed at when I told a Lions fan that since he had a better line than them. Yes, YouTube is back, so I'll wait a couple minutes, wait for more viewers to get back in here, because I know that a lot of people have problems with YouTube, so let's get going here. Thank you for liking the stream. All right, guys, YouTube is finally back up, and we are live once again on YouTube, so come say what's up. All right. Please follow me on all my socials if you are live or not. Follow me on all my socials. That's how you can stay connected. Join the Discord. And, yeah, that's your best ways to stay in touch here on DCTV. Let me get shared here on all my socials, and we'll keep it rolling. Make sure, as long as the video goes, you guys comment your predictions of the season so far, your breakdown of so far of the season, and going forward the second part of the season. What do you think are the big things for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2020? So let me get going here on Facebook, guys, and we will roll right through it. All right, add to queue. All right. So, WHODEY Nation, what's up, Alex? Thanks for joining the stream. I need a tack Bengals jersey. We'll see how he does, man. We'll see what he does. All right. I subscribe, but my name is on the most recent. That either is in your YouTube settings where you're not, and like it's a setting where you have to enable that your name can be shared on alerts, or you already subscribed and resubscribed, and if you unsubscribe and resubscribe, then it won't pop up. So with us being live on Facebook, let's get into things, guys. So starting with the offense, obviously we talk about Joe Burrow, QB1, and the future of the Cincinnati Bengals. Honestly, so far a little bit of bias, but A+. He is the highest rated out of all the players, probably besides one other. My prediction for the rest of the season that he will be the Rookie of the Year. It's definitely going to be probably between him and Herbert. Maybe Justin Jefferson if he can continue to have a crazy outbreak season. Just really hard to be out a quarterback in any award position. Rookie of the Year, MVP, just very unlikely. So for Joe Burrow, A+. Call me a little bit biased, but I mean he's a QB1 for the future, and I'm super excited that he is a part of the franchise. So next up, we'll move to running back, and that is Joe Mixon. So Joe Mixon, I am gonna give him a little bit of a pass because he has dealt with injuries throughout this season. he's not been able to play, I think, 2 or 3 games this week. When healthy, and just overall, I will give him a solid B. Obviously, I want to see him healthy, and when he is healthy, I want to see him develop more plays. I know it's hard because our offensive line hasn't been great when he has been healthy, but hopefully when he comes back this week, hopefully he will continue to finish the second half of the season strong, because we just paid him in the offseason, and you know what I mean? You don't just want to pay a guy and then them not produce. So let's hope Mixon goes from a B to hopefully an A. Next up, Giovanni Bernard, who has had to step up in the role. He's the captain badge, veteran position. He's been a longtime Bengal and the mustache man. So he stepped up for Mixon. I give him a solid B+. He has done a phenomenal job with the little things. He has done awesome in pass protection, protecting Burrow. He does awesome in the receiving game, and he's been pretty decent in the rushing game as well. So I definitely give Giovanni Bernard a B+. What's up, Clips? O-line overall. I'm just going to go O-line overall because I don't want to go by specifics on O-line because one, don't know the starters yet. 2, we don't know who's going to be who's going to be starting positions at the end of the season. Overall, I give the O-line a C+. I was before last week. This grade was a lot lower. I will tell you that. Last week was the best they've played all week or all season, and half of the team was the bench players, were not starters. So yes, O-line C+. Jonah Williams, when he was healthy, definitely B+. And Trey Hopkins, the center, when healthy, B. And Quentin Spain so far, A+, the one game he's played. And that's why I don't want to go by individual O-line, just because a lot of them hasn't got a huge sample size of playing time. So we'll see how it goes. And then maybe at the end of the season I get more specific, and I will. So O-line overall, C+. Moving on to the man, the myth, the legend, the second round pick, well, the first pick of the second round of the NFL draft last season, T. Higgins. T. Higgins overall, I am going to give an A. Pretty simple. Not an A+ because he's not the best rookie receiver, but, we got him where we got him, and where we, the value we got him at, he's easily an A. He's having a fantastic season, and I think this A could easily be an A+ if he was playing, week 1, if he had that right receiver spot. In the beginning of the season, it was John Ross at receiver 3, and, there was very little T. Higgins. And ever since T. Higgins balled out that one game John Ross sat out on, T. Higgins got the start on that right receiver spot and hasn't looked back. So far, an A for T. Higgins, and the brightest future for 9 to 85. That connection for a very long time is going to be so good. I'm really excited for T. Higgins, man. I mean, people said that out of the draft, one of his things that's going to hurt him was he can't create space. That's a lie. He creates space all the time. And the times he does it, he makes very contested catches that are fantastic catches that, A.J. Green makes in his prime. So I'm very excited to see the future for T. Higgins and Burrow. Moving up, the second 2 out of the 3 A+ on this team, Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is by far our best receiver we have right now. He's on his way. If he stays healthy and finishes the season, this will be his third back-to-back 1K yard season. Not many receivers in the NFL has done that ever. So the fact that he's been super consistent, he's been durable, he's been reliable, and game-changing. There has been times in the past few weeks, if he doesn't make a couple of those catches he made in that Titans game, we don't win. And I can say that for every single game so far this season. We either don't win or we don't contend without his play. So for me, Tyler Boyd's easily the second out of 3 A+ on this team so far this season. And like I said, as long as he stays healthy, he will have another back-to-back 1K yard season. And I called that in my prediction video before the season, so I'm happy. I also called Rookie of the Year for Burrow, so I'm happy about that. And for Mixon, I said over 1,000 yards and at least 7 touchdowns. We'll have to see how he bounces back in the second part of the season. A.J. Green. And I'm going to assume there's going to be some controversy in the comment section about this. For me, I rank A.J. Green as a B- so far. And I think without last week and maybe the week before that, I think I would give him a C-. So he's really gone up over these past few weeks. I think before that, I give him C-, D+. But he has raised it up to, I think, a B-, and we'll have to see how he finishes the season to see if he's going to come back and be a Cincinnati Bengal for the rest of his career. Obviously, the first part, of this half season, it was very rocky. He got caught on live television saying, like, he doesn't want to be part of the Bengals. Like, why don't they just trade me, et cetera, et cetera. It's been very rough. He did not play well in the first few games. Just the past few weeks, he's only finally stepped up to be half the player he was. He's starting to step up and come into his figure. So, I mean, it's a rough B-, and this could easily go back down if he doesn't, be more consistent. If he becomes more consistent, we can go B+. But right now, man, AJ Green's a B-, and with him being healthy, this is probably the lowest I've seen him play ever since he's been a Bengal. So there's AJ Green. Next, we're gonna move up to Alden Tate. I'm gonna give Alden Tate a solid B. And you might be like, whoa, how are you ranking Alden Tate more when AJ Green has better stats than Alden Tate? Because sample size. The time Alden Tate has been on the field, he has been very, very, very effective. Doesn't drop balls. He goes and makes plays, and he's reliable. I definitely think we'll see a bigger sample size of Alden Tate in the second part of the season than we did in the first. John Ross is not a part of this future, so I don't see him getting a lot of snaps. So I definitely see Alden Tate's role going up, especially when we're playing a lot of the 4 or 5 out. If our offense is going to be more reliable, I definitely expect to see a lot more of Alden Tate in the second part of the season. And I hope that B goes up to an A. We're going to go John Ross, an F. I don't expect him to be a Bengal after this offseason. So, next up, Drew Sample. Drew Sample, just a few short years ago, he was a second-round pick, okay? And he's had to step up in the absence of CJ Uzama, who tore his Achilles a few weeks ago. So he's had to step up and take over that number 1 spot. And he's done pretty all right. I don't think he is a second-round pick. He's not playing as one. Now, tight end's a little harder of a position to evaluate. Guys usually don't come in, develop right away. That tight end position is just not something that happens in the NFL very often. So I'm going to give him a solid B. This past few weeks, he's came up, made some short little tight end screens and plays to really grab first downs. He's done decent in the blocking game. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Drew Sample. He's not a game-changing player, but if he comes in, doesn't make mistakes, he's done all right these past few weeks. And you got to think, he shouldn't be the tight end 1 position. So the fact that he has to step up when he probably shouldn't be the tight end number 1, he deserves a solid B. Is there any other offensive players you guys want me to talk about before I move on to the defensive side of the ball? Any other players you guys in the live chat, is there any other offensive players you guys want me to cover before I go on to the defense? I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Don't forget to please leave a like on the video. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, hit the subscribe button. A little Bengals GIF will pop up. You can take over the name. If you want to donate to the stream, you can donate to the stream as well. So any other offense players you guys want me to touch on? Ryan Finley for the Meaves. I can't grade him. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. And I'm moving on. Don't forget to join the Discord. Link in the description. And follow me on my socials. So looks like we'll move on to the defensive side of the ball. We will start with Carlos Dunlap, who's not the Bengal anymore. Carlos Dunlap, he would have been graded about a C-, D- before, just his play. He didn't play well, and he's off the team, so we'll quickly move on from that. Gino Atkins, I'm going to give Gino the benefit of the doubt in that he's only getting a sample size because he's not 110% healthy. So with that, I'm just giving him a C. Now, if he's 100% healthy, definitely a lot less than a C. But I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt. It sounds like from Zach Taylor in the Bengals front office that the reason he's not, getting 100%, 90%, 80, even 75, 60% of the reps during the games is because he's not 110% healthy. So with that, I will give Gino Atkins the benefit of the doubt and get a C. Hopefully, we'll know by the end of the season if he's really healthy, if he's not healthy, or if he's just declining because he's getting older in age. And we will know by the end of the season. So my grade will, I'll have to come back and touch on that. Next up, WJ3, William Jackson III. I'm going to give him a B. A solid B. There's going to be some people saying, what? He definitely deserves more than that. And there's going to be a lot of people who, It's very hard for me. William Jackson has been solid. I know he's missed a game or two so far this season, but when he's been healthy and ready to play, he's been very solid. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say he is guarding the wide receiver 1 most games, wide receiver 2 some games as well. So he's done well trying to stop some guys. I know against the Chargers, Keenan Allen was not seen, so I know that was a big kudos to him. I know Mike Williams stepped up that game, but William Jackson has done all right. I think he has 1 pick and a couple of deflections. I wish he would make more plays. I know that, I want him to be a cornerback 1, and I know he's a free agency, or he's going to be a free agent this offseason, so I know the Bengals are going to have to pay him. And, so far, I'm not, a solid cornerback 1, but not a great one at all means. And that's why I think in this offseason we'll definitely either draft some cornerbacks or pick up a veteran 1 maybe in free agency again. But WJ3, a solid B. Mckenzie Alexander, I will also give him probably a B+. We signed him to a 1-year prove-it deal from the Minnesota Fighting Vikings in the offseason. He's came in. He's kind of been a slot guy. He is one of the best tackling corners in the entire NFL, period. And, he does decent coverage. He's a guy that goes out there and makes plays and doesn't give up big plays. And I really, really adore that from Mckenzie Alexander, a guy that goes in there, plays like 85+ snaps, if not 90+, and doesn't give up any big plays. So Mckenzie Alexander, I really would, it's really going to be interesting to see if the Bengals can continue his contract extension in the offseason or not. Moving on from that, Jesse Bates, A+. Just like Baby Yoda said in the comment section, Jesse Bates is the number 1 ranked Pro Football Focus safety in the entire NFL through this first half of the season. So, midseason breakdown, Jesse Bates, A+. If you were with me months ago when I did the prediction video before the season even started, I predicted that Jesse Bates would get his first Pro Bowl season. And I know they're not doing the Pro Bowl this season, but I wonder if they're going to do the voting or not still. Even if so, or if not, he would be one because he is one of the best safeties in the NFL. Easily top 5. I love Jesse Bates. He's been very entertaining once, has made some big plays, and he just doesn't make mistakes. So Jesse Bates, A+. And that is the third and final A+ on the team. Von Bell, B+. Von Bell came over from the New Orleans Saints in the offseason, and he's had his struggles in coverage, but that's not what he was known for. He's not known as a coverage safety. We brought him in so we could load him in the box and make plays in the backfield and make plays with tackling. So I feel like the defensive coordinator, #FireLou, hasn't used him to his best ability. So I think Von Bell's B+ could easily go up. So keep an eye on Von Bell. I definitely think he could easily go up. I think we just got to, defensive coordinator Lou has to do a lot better with utilizing him. And I think, he's new to the team. So I'm very proud. That Bates and Bell duo for the future is very, 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 very bright. Our safety duo for the future looks really good. Darius Phillips, a solid B-. Not much to say. I got to see more football. There's been a few times where he gets burnt. And LaShawn Sims, B-. Now, I'm not going to be too hard on these guys because they are playing receivers they shouldn't be playing because Trey Waynes has been out. Some games, WJ3 has been out. I'm pretty sure there's been games where Mckenzie Alexander has missed plays as well because of injury. So these guys that are really receiver 4, receiver 5 are stepping up to be receiver 2, 3, and 4 sometimes because we're missing guys like Trey Waynes. So I'm just going to leave it solid B-. I got to see more of the rest of the season. I know a lot of people think a lot less of B-. Maybe a few people see more than that. But I got to see more, and I got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They are stepping up and playing a position they probably shouldn't be playing. Lawson. Carl Lawson, I'm going to give him an A-. He's got a ton of pressures and, I think 5.5 or around 5 sacks. So he's done pretty well. I want to see more. Because the Bengals have to re-sign him in the offseason. He's also another one, a player where his contract is expiring. And our rushing has been terrible this year. Obviously, we got rid of the big red nose that was just sticking out and, causing all the ruckus. And Carlos Dunlap. We got rid of Carlos. And, we just picked up somebody today that's going to join that rushing crew. So I want to see more Carl Lawson. Sam Hubbard's going to join back for the Steelers game, so it's good to have him back. So Carl Lawson, A-. I want to at least get double-digit sacks. My prediction in the beginning of the season was Carl Lawson and I think Sam Hubbard, either both or at least one of them having double-digit sacks. It's going to be hard for Sam Hubbard to make that happen just because he's been injured the past couple of weeks, but if he comes back, I think that's definitely going to help out Carl Lawson. Khalid Kareem, the rookie that we drafted out of, I believe, Notre Dame. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think I'm wrong. But, yeah, he's been a C. We haven't, he hasn't had too much time on the field. He's been on the field, and he's missed a couple of sacks. There's been times where he goes to wrap the quarterback, and he hasn't made the tackle. So I still don't think he has a sack, maybe a half sack, unless, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But a C for Khalid Kareem. I want to see him get more playing time. But now that we just brought in the new guy from Atlanta, first-round pick, I don't know if that's just going to be more competition for him to fight for battle time. And like Alex M. said in the chat, #FireLou, #DC for DC. All right. Now some of the backup interior defensive line that's had to come in the absence of Atkins because he's still not 100% halfway through the season. Bledsoe and Covington, I'm both going to give them a C- or a C+, B-. Like I said, these are guys that shouldn't probably be getting as much reps as they are, but they've had to step up with the absence of Atkins and really a lot of our D-line, injury issues. So I'm going to give them a solid, C+, B-. That might be a little harsh because they played pretty well, but I look at it as a total. Those guys as an individual haven't done much, and if you look at the whole thing, we're one of the worst rush defenses in the league. Who do you usually blame that upon? Your interior defensive linemen. So that's why my thoughts are like that on that. Logan Wilson, an A-. Logan Wilson has been as a value pick, A+, but as a player, A-, because he's done great in coverage. I think he has 2 interceptions. I got to see more tackling. He doesn't have that many tackles. And excuse me, I understand because he is a rookie, he's not getting 90% of snaps. I feel like he plays a lot of the first and second quarter, and third and fourth quarter, I think he kind of just disappears. I don't know what defensive coordinator Lou is doing, but usually you see guys Pratt and Bynes racking up most of the tackles, so I'm okay with it. But down the road, if he's gonna be that guy, if he is gonna be our future middle linebacker, he has to get more tackles. And I'm not blaming that necessarily on him. Just I need to see more. We've had a sample size, but he's done great in coverage. I think 2 picks, and for being the round pick that he is, he's been fantastic. So really like what I'm seeing from Logan Wilson. Akeem Davis gathers. I'm going to give him a C, B-. Once again, another rookie where he's kind of had, a sample size of plays. I want to see us utilize him more with the blitz. There's been some times where we sent a blitz and he just really hasn't wrapped up. I think he got a half sack or a sack the other game. So I want to continue seeing more. And there's been a few times where he's had to set back in coverage and just got blown by, and it's probably not his fault because it shouldn't have probably not been his coverage or whatever the situation may be. Maybe it was miscommunication. He was supposed to blitz or he had to pick up. He's got burned a couple times. Although we've seen less of Akeem Davis gathers and Logan Wilson, so B-, C. I want to see more out of him in the second half of the season. Jermaine Pratt. Pratt is probably a B+. And that might be a little harsh. Some people may think an A, but I'm gonna give him a B+. He's done well. Another young linebacker where he has a lot of tackles. But I think our defense, we need to turn the ball over more. In the second half of the season, I want to see fumbles. I want to see strips. I want to see sacks. I will rate these guys a lot more if they cause more turnovers. We just don't cause that many turnovers. And majority of the time, it's Jesse Bates. So that's why he's an A+. But Jermaine Pratt, B+. He's a young linebacker who's going to continue to improve. So, and that's why I think don't be too harsh in the comment section. Like, oh my gosh, B for Jermaine Pratt. This is the first part of the season. There's still a second part. You can approve from this report I'm giving you. So, if you're a B, you can easily go up to an A. Bynes. So Josh Bynes. Another B+. Very solid. Gets a lot of tackles. I feel like he is a big leader on that defensive front. But once again, I got to see more. I got to see someone turn the ball over. I got to see someone on an opposing team, when they face our defense, they're like, oh man, that Bynes guy, we got to prep for him. And I feel like we don't really have that person yet on our defense. And it's okay because majority of our defense is so young or new to the team. But outside of Jesse Bates, I'm talking about our linebacking core, really our front seven. I don't think we have that guy quite yet. And hopefully maybe someone steps up in the second part of the season. So Jermaine Pratt or Bynes, I want to see more. Another guy who is going to be, an expiring contract in the offseason. Jermaine Pratt. Or Josh Bynes, excuse me. Are we going to bring him back to a veteran minimal to retire in Cincinnati? I don't know. We will see. The last player I have who's on the defense, but he's technically special teams, Brandon Wilson. As a return man, definitely a solid A minus. He's done a really good job, and there's been a few times where he's been clutch at the end of the game and got us in some good field position. So good job, Brandon Wilson, the return man. I know there's guys like Sean Williams, or there's going to be somebody in the comment section like, oh, what about this guy? I probably didn't grade him because he hasn't played much, or he probably just hasn't impressed me. So guys like Sean Williams, we don't see much of him so far this season. You know what I mean? I guess kicker, all right. We lost that one game, but it shouldn't have been up to him. Ever since then, he's been solid. Randy Bullock. So good job, Randy Bullock. The punter, Kevin Huber. He's just average or above average, I guess. He's not really the best punter in the league, but he's been a Bengal for so long. So, he gets a B+, I guess. And now I'll talk about some injuries. Trey Waynes. I saw something that said he could return like week 15, possibly. My thoughts was that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. This is huge because we paid him a lot of money to come over and be really our cornerback one, to fight that position with WJ3. And we haven't seen anything. Zero sample size. He's been hurt the entire year. So even if we wait till next year, I'm really excited to see Trey Waynes return. And I think it's going to be interesting because I don't want our Bengals in the offseason think we don't need to address corner. We get Trey Waynes back, we're good. And then we let either WJ3 walk, or we let who am I trying to talk about? Or we let either WJ3 or Mckenzie Alexander. That's who I was thinking about. So we need both of them, if not at least one of them, and then go get somebody in the draft or something for a replacement. So I don't want us to get caught up in that. CJ Uzama, like I spoke about earlier, he's out for the season with an Achilles injury. Drew Sample stepping him in the absence. Really excited. He's a young tight end, going to start getting into his prime. I can't wait to see more of him. He looked great when he was playing, so that's very exciting to see. Let's see. Injuries on the offensive line. It's hard to say which injuries there are because so many of our offensive linemen are injured or have been injured. So I think you see how that is. I know a lot of people are returning this next week against the Steelers. A lot of guys, Jonah Williams, I believe Trey Hopkins, a lot of guys are returning. So we'll have to see how they do. Gino, I've already spoke about him earlier. When is he 100%? When is he 110%? When is he going to be ready again? That's my big question. And when he is, has he taken a step back? Or is he still that Gino Atkins, one of the best, defensive tackles, nose tackles in the NFL? We'll have to see. I know we have had some people be disappointed that he's been lined over the nose tackle position so far this year. So we'll have to keep an eye to see if the Bengals continue to do that or not. Because I know he's done that this season, and a lot of people have not been happy about it. What's up, Kenny, on Facebook? Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Guess I got to do that because it's not working. Moving on. DJ Reader. Guys, don't forget, we always talk about how bad our rush defense has been so far this season. We've been out DJ Reader. We bought him over from the Houston Texans to really lock down our interior defense with him and Gino. And that's what I talk about earlier when I said Bledsoe and Covington, C+. Those guys shouldn't be D2, D3. Those are D3 and D4 guys. And they have to play up because Gino is limited and DJ Reader's out for the season. DJ Reader is going to be huge next year. Just wait on it, guys. I'm very excited to get DJ Reader back. And that's why I think our defensive rush will be so much better next year. And I'm super excited. Did we just get rid of Erickson, or does he just not play? I think he's on the roster. I just don't think he plays. And then last of injuries that I can think off the top of my head is Mixon. I think he's going to return against Pittsburgh, or at least I hope so. And like I said earlier, it's really going to determine how his second part of the year, if he can turn it around, stay healthy, stay on the field, and earn that contract that we paid him just a couple months ago. Now, looking until the second half of the season, my predictions: Burrow Rookie of the Year, Mixon bounces back, gets healthy, at least 3.8 yards per carry, maybe a few more touchdowns in the season. That's what I think. O-line, I think Quentin Spain, we re-signed him in the offseason. I think he has a good rest of the year. I think he proves at 28, 29-year-old that he can be the veteran of that offensive line at left guard. And I think, is it left guard or right guard? I think he was playing left. Maybe he was playing right. But I think that happens. I think hopefully Jonah Williams stays healthy and locks down that left tackle spot. Trey Hopkins, I would hope that he can be our future center, so it's one less position we have to worry about. And that's my prediction for the O-line. I think T. Higgins continues to have a fantastic season, rookie season. I think he at least finishes with 750 receiving yards and a few touchdowns. Tyler Boyd will have his third back-to-back 1K yard season if he stays healthy and a couple of touchdowns. A.J. Green, my prediction. Oh, man. I'm not too sure. A.J. Green's such a question mark in 2020. I hope, in hope's sake, I hope he gets 1,000 yards or close to it. I don't know if, he's going to have a couple monster games to, have some decent stats again. And maybe a few touchdowns. A.J. Green, if he doesn't produce that well, if he does remain a Bengal to finish his career, I think this helps the Bengals in their contract situation because he's losing leverage. One, our receiver core is stacked, so if we're like, okay, well, that's more leverage for the Bengals. And his stats, if they're not the greatest, that's even less money. So, I hope AJ, I don't even think he has a touchdown on the year. I think the one that was the game-winning one, I think got overturned, and I think that's the only one he's had. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If he has some, then it's not a lot. Alden Tate, I think, gets more reps. I think we see more sample size of Alden Tate, and hopefully he gets in the end zone. My prediction in the beginning of the season, or before the season even started, was that Alden Tate would have 10, well, at least I said 7 to 10 touchdowns minimal, because he is 6'5", he's a man among boys. He's huge, and was I wrong. We haven't seen much of him. So, John Ross, my prediction, not much. Like I said, I don't think he'll be a Bengal 2021. Drew Sample, I think he continues to play. I think he continues to improve week in and week out. Hopefully, he just limits mistakes, can help the blocking game, and can make plays when we need him to. For our defense, I think Gino Atkins is a big question mark for me, and my prediction for the second half of the season for him. I would hope that he can continue to get healthy, and maybe we see more flashes of what he once was. WJ3, hey, he's on a contract. He's on an extension contract, expiring contract. So usually guys, when they have expiring contracts, they play lights out, especially in the second part of the season. Why? Because they want to get paid. So I think WJ3 balls out. Mckenzie Alexander, same thing with him. He got signed to a 1-year deal. He's playing for cash. Jesse Bates, we could see us resign him in the offseason. I think he continues to be a top 5, top 3 safety in the league. His name continues to get out there. Maybe he won't be so underrated anymore. And I think he continues just being one of the best safeties in the NFL. Phillips and Sims, I think they're going to do much of what they've done so far. Like I said, because of the absence of Trey Waynes and a couple other guys, they've had to play in positions they probably shouldn't have on any other team or on a team in general. So I think they could, continue to battle it out week in and week out. Lawson, I predict, at least 10 sacks for him to finish the season. I think Kareem, I was going to say Kareem get more time in the second half of the season, but since we're adding to that rushing after bringing the guy from the Falcons, go check out the last stream I did on him. I think it was like 30 minutes long, but I just talked about what it means for him to be a Bengal. So I don't know. We might see less of him. Bledsoe and Covington, I think they continue to improve a little bit and just try to contain the rushing attack, hopefully. And I think for Wilson, hopefully we see more of him. I want to see more of a sample size for Wilson. I hope he can get more aggressive. I know he's been a little bit conservative, but I also think it depends on, how much how the Bengals have utilized him so far. So, Pratt, I think Pratt continues to improve. ADG, hopefully we see more of him for the rest of the season. He's been very limited as well as a rookie, so, hopefully we can see more of him. Brandon Wilson, hopefully continues being a good return man. Our kicker, sorry, I keep saying I apologize. I didn't wait. This stream took so long. I wanted to do it 2 hours ago, but it's all good. The kicker, hopefully he can stay consistent. Hopefully Brandon Bullock can be consistent. I don't know why the chat is being so weird either. So, sorry about that. I'm just going to turn it off. Yeah, and I think for awards, my midseason awards, I didn't say that. My midseason award, for our offense is definitely Burrow. I think for the man to step up, Gio. Receiver-wise, definitely Boyd. The guy that most underperform on our offense, pick and choose on the offensive line, but I don't think they're really ready to do well in the first place. But probably Tate or Ross, probably Tate, just because his sample size has been so small, so I can't blame him. On the defense, definitely Jesse Bates the best. Most improved. I don't know. There's not many of the same guys as there was in the years before. I guess Pratt or Bynes. Maybe, I guess you could say Carl Lawson. Defensive rookie of the year for us. Probably Logan Wilson. And yeah, I don't know if I have any other awards. MVP of the team so far. Definitely between Jesse Bates and Burrow. Oh, underperform on offense is definitely Green. AJ Green for sure. I don't think I said that one. Most improved on the offense. Heck, I mean, I might give this. Boyd's been the same. He's still very good. Mixon, haven't seen much of him. I don't want to give it to Gio. He's a backup running back. Probably Drew Sample. I mean, he's still not being. He's still not, fantastic. But stepping up and being a tight end one is not an easy job, and he's been decent. Randy Bullock has never let us down in big games. He has, but he besides the big moments, he's decent. He's not bad outside of the big moments. It's just the big moments he's not that good in. Okay, a few more things. I'm gonna wrap it up. Coaching wise, Zach Taylor, his overall grade a B+. First few weeks, I was not very happy with his play calling. There was many times where we had a lead and we blew it because I feel like he got very, very conservative. And, I feel like it was very indecisive. These past few weeks, his play calling has been so much better. Outside of the Ravens, our offense, 20 to 30 points every single game. So he's an offense coordinator. He's a head coach, but also an offense coordinator, and he's scoring points. So that's his job. He just, struggled with the locker room. He has the locker room under control now. He's scoring points. That's all he needs to do as a head coach. If you're good on time management, if you have the locker room under you, you have the respect in the guys, and if you're offense or OC or DC, and whatever your team is good at, or like if you're good at what you do, which would be the offense side of the ball, So B plus, and he can definitely improve from that. But I think you have to throw in the locker room jitters, the first seasons or the first part of the season, because there was games I believe with better coaching we win, and I think Zach has lost just a few games this year, especially the Chargers and the Colts. So I think he could easily have an A if some of those games you take back his late game play call. Defensive coordinator, Lou. You guys know how I feel about this? Hashtag fire Lou, hashtag DC for DC. He gets a D minus F for me. And you might say, oh my gosh, that's crazy. We don't have that much talent in the defense. Well, our team is at least talented to be better than what our defensive coordinator is. I don't think he will have a job at the end of the season. I do think he will finish he'll finish the season as the Bengals defensive coordinator. I don't think Zach Taylor will fire him mid-season. I just don't think Zach's that kind of guy. So I think he will finish the season as a Bengal. I just don't see him returning unless, this could be a huge upbringing. If he has a great second half of the season with this defense, this D minus could go all the way up to a B or A. So we'll have to see if I change my mind on Lou. And it's going to be very interesting in a few months from now looking back at this and be like, wow, he did change, or wow, he's still a D minus F. So that's going to be a very interesting one for me. Management-wise, so upper management, so like the owner, the Brown family, etc. So far, a B. We still got 2 wins, so not the greatest halfway through the season. But we were aggressive in the offseason. During the season, we've got Quentin Spain, who's going to be a starter for this year and the future. We just picked up the guy from Atlanta today who is going to be a role player or could be a starter for the future. He's 25 years old, so if you want to save money on Hubbard and sign him or vice versa, or sign both, whatever we do, management to B. And I think it's continue to go up if we win a couple more games. And with the moves we've done so far this season, I think this could easily go up to B plus, A minus. So keep an eye on that. The overall team in general, a B minus. I really like the future for this team, but I gotta stay contained in the 1 week to 8 week because this is the mid-season breakdown. So right now, B minus. I definitely think this could go up in the year with 5-6 wins. My prediction for the record, I will wrap it up with this. My prediction for possibly how we could end the season record-wise, I think we could finish the season with 5 to 6 wins. Now, hear me out. This second half of the schedule for the Bengals is garbage. It's so easy. Now, I also say this, but I predict that if we lose this Pittsburgh game, we might go winless in our division. Our entire division, we might go winless. We got swept by the Browns. Should never happen. We already lost one to the Ravens, and then we play them the last week, which maybe they're playing their bench. Probably not because the Steelers are ahead of them, so we might lose that. And we play the Steelers twice. So we might get 5 to 6 wins and still go winless in our division. And let me explain that. As crazy as that sounds. We got the Steelers outside of division games to finish the season. We got the Washington football. Easy win. We got the New York football Giants. Should be an easy win. We got the Dolphins. Now, their defense is looking great. I'm not sleeping on the Miami Dolphins defense, but I definitely think we'll see Burrow win that over the other rookie, Tua. That's 3. And even if take that Dolphins off, watch. Cowboys 4. Cowboys are terrible. And the Texans 5. So that's 5 games out of the division that we can win. The Texans, losing record. Cowboys, losing record. Dolphins, winning record, but I think we definitely have a chance of beating them. Washington, losing record. Giants, losing record. So even if we take the Dolphins out, that's 4 more wins. We have 2 wins. That would make us a 6-win team. If we beat the Dolphins, we could be a 7-win team and go winless in our division. And so I'll also say this. We could be more than that. Like, this sounds crazy. That's what I predict, 5 to 6 wins, maybe 7. But if we win the games we're supposed to win, Washington, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, that's 4 more wins. Add that to our 2, that's already 6. If we can get one more upset of any of the division games, because we're not projected to win any of those, or maybe the Dolphins game, that's 7 wins. And we would either have 1 win or it's winless in the division. That is crazy. I don't know if that's ever happened in NFL history. If we upset the Steelers once or upset the Ravens once, and win the games we're supposed to do, that's 7-8 wins. And I know I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs in 2020 because, boy, would we have to win. We would have to win the Steelers game. We'd have to win division games. So we would have to win the games we projected. So we would have to win almost every game. We'd almost have to win out, which is probably like a 5% chance of happening, to be honest. So I think the chances of us going to playoffs here are probably not going to happen. We probably have to wait to 2021. But all I'm saying is, don't be surprised if the Cincinnati Bengals finish the season 5-7 wins. Like this second half, we play the NFC least, and then we have 3 division games. So that's not being, biased, in my opinion. That's legit. Losing team, losing team, losing team, losing team. 4 games of, bottom 5 teams in the league. And I'm at the point where I've still heard a couple Bengals fans this season saying, I don't know why we just don't tank again. Why don't we just lose again so we can get a top draft pick? I don't want to tank. When you tank, you get a quarterback. That's it. We have our quarterback. I will take middle of the round draft picks just to improve. Guys, you have to remember, all Bengals fans have to remember, last season we were the worst team in the NFL. We got the first pick, worst team. If you can go from a 2-win team to a 6-win team or a 5-win team, that's an improvement. If you go from a 2-win team to a 6-win team or a 7-win team, that is an improvement in 1 year. So keep that in mind too. You might see the season 5, 6, 7 wins, and you're like, oh my gosh, the Bengals still stink, even with Burrow. Guys, you were the worst team in the league. If we go from the 32nd ranked team to the 15th, that's half the league in one season. So keep that in mind. Stay positive. Will you be streaming on the Sunday like usual? Yep. The game starts at 4:25, so the stream should start at 3:25, and I will be live for the entire game. So stay tuned. So that wraps it up. I didn't want to make this too long because I'm assuming a lot of people are going to watch this post-stream, and they don't want to probably watch an hour stream. So I want to keep it under an hour. Get active in the comment section. Post-stream, so not the comment section here, but when I end the stream, go in the comment section below. Guys, please hit the like button. It would mean the world to me. It spreads the video around. If you are new, hit the subscribe button, join the DCTV family. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun one Sunday. My prediction for the Steelers game, I don't know if I'm going to give it out yet, but I do think it's going to be competitive. I think the Steelers have a bunch of guys out that can't practice this week until Friday or Saturday, including Big Ben. So, not practicing for a whole week is huge, no matter who you're going up against. And it's a rivalry game. Bengals-Steelers, baby. It's always a good game. It's going to be pushing around. There's going to be shoving. I am so ready for the stream Sunday. I am so ready for the stream. It's a 4 o'clock stream, so it's going to be like 4 to 7. It's a good time in the afternoon on Sunday. And it's the rivalry. You got to be pumped. Get some WHODEYs in the chat. I am so excited. The stream is going to be crazy. The last stream we just did, over 6,000 viewers in total. It was crazy, and I can't wait for the Steelers stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let me know in the comment section below what you think of my midseason breakdown and prediction. And I'm excited. In a few months now, I look back at this and see how I did. I already looked back at my prediction and preview before the season and seeing what I did. I did pretty well. There's a few guys I definitely missed on, but I didn't expect a lot of these guys to be injured. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's all I have. Thank you for sticking with me. I know we had struggles with YouTube being down. I wanted to have this stream 2 hours ago, but YouTube was down. So what can you do? If you are new around here, join the DCT family. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like, follow if you're on Facebook, hit the notification bell, join the Discord, and follow me on all my socials over here. DCTV.YouTube on Instagram, Drew_Collins11 on Twitter, Drew Collins on Facebook, DCTV on YouTube. WHODEY, guys. I appreciate all the love and support. I will see you guys Sunday. My birthday is... I will be busy tomorrow. My birthday is Friday, and I don't know if I'm streaming Saturday. So, I maybe stream Saturday. Probably not, because I'm probably having birthday dinner or whatever. So, if I don't see you for a prediction or preview video, I'm sorry. Just know it's my birthday this weekend, so I'm really busy. So, I'll probably see you guys Sunday if I had to guess. Seize the day. WHODEY. And thank you, DCTV family. Stay you, stay true.